conditions are going to be a bit brutal, I think. We've had quite a bit of snow overnight. The overnight low is supposed to be minus 13 degrees Celsius. But my plan is to light a nice big campfire. I've got some beautiful Indian curry and some port. I think we're going to have a wonderful time. I'm about half an hour into what should be a 2-hour walk to the top of the mountain, but I think it's going to take me more like 2.5 hours because there's so much snow on the trees that they're all bent over the path and it's really hard going. As you can tell, I'm a bit puffed and it's straight uphill to get there. But once we get up to the saddle, it's just a little push up above the bush line, and then it's going to be absolutely gorgeous because it opens out. There's no trees around that bit and we're going to get an amazing view. I'm only up to mid-thigh here now, but every now and then I'm falling into waist-high snow. I'm so tired. This last tiny little push is taking me so long. Let's go. Right, I'm here. Finally. Let me hunker down here. Okay. What I'm going to do now is get some warm clothes on, gloves, the whole 9 yards, and then I'm going to clear a site for the tent. Oh my gosh. Look at that view from my tent. Oh, it's all worth it. So, whew, the thermometer says it's minus 12 degrees. I can believe that. It's cold. It's cold. Oh, this is the coldest I've ever been camping in. The coldest temperature I've ever been camping in. Right, so I'm just having a cup of tea to warm up. And then high on the priority list is getting some wood. I brought a couple of pieces from home to get the fire going, and I picked up a few bits of kindling on the way. Last time I was here, there was a bit of dead wood just in this stand of trees quite close, and I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to find some wood down there, because I desperately want to have a fire. If I can't get a fire going, I'm probably just going to tuck up in my sleeping bag and stay there all night. Man, I was so tired on that walk. It's so hard when you've got snow up to mid-thigh. There's so much resistance, and I found it so hard going. I was so tired. Getting really low on energy, so this custard squeeze is amazing. As soon as I'm finished this, I'm not going to muck about. I'm just going to go straight over and get some wood. It's by no means the world's best fire, but it's something. It was really hard to find wood because everything was covered in snow, so it was really hard to see what was what. And the only bits that I could find were really knotty and really big. So I've tried splitting it, but it's been really hard to split. So the fire is kind of being held together by the pieces of pine I brought from home, and I have a feeling when they burn out it's going to be hard to keep it going. But that's okay. It's quite hard for you to see from that side, but this side here is really roaring, so I'm going to sit as close as I can and I'm going to get my dinner going. What the heck? Chill out. If it's too cold for the gas, I might be cooking over the fire after all. Yum! I'm so excited. So excited.
tent and minus 12 outside of the tent, so that's pretty good. Got an extra 4 degrees. I'm excited, it's only minus 8. There you go, it's just a little hot water bottle. I was going to say it's my luxury item, but I think in these conditions it's not a luxury. Feels like a necessity. Ah, this is so yummy. Oh, so warming as well. Well, I just checked the time and I'm actually quite surprised. It's fairly late. Can't see my... I was going to say I can't see my phone to tell you what time it is now, but I'm holding it in my hands. What a dork. I think it was about 10 to 9. And that was a little while ago. So it's after 9 o'clock. So when I'm finished my hot chocolate, I'm going to go to bed. I'm completely rugged up. So I've put on woolen long johns. I've got new socks. I've got down booties. I've got 2 down layers, a vest and a jacket over the top of 3 woolen layers, 2 base layers and a mid layer. So I am very cozy indeed. I've got my sleeping bag liner. There's my gloves. I've got my sleeping bag liner. And this one is fantastic. It's a powerhouse for keeping me warm. And this sleeping bag, which I don't think they even make anymore, the Rum Doodle. Blinkin-tastic bag. So warm. There's ice all over the inside of the tent. I'm a bit concerned that my water's going to freeze overnight, so what I'll do is when I'm finished my hot chocolate, I'll pour it into the billy. So then when the inevitable happens and it freezes, at least it can go straight onto the stove. Good night, everybody. What a fabulous day it's been. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Just realised what a silly thing that is to say, because I won't see you, but see you in the morning anyway. Thanks for coming. See you in the morning. I was just brushing my teeth, you guys. And when I leant out of the tent, I saw the most amazing thing. I'm not sure if it's going to come out very well on the phone. Let's have a look at this. We've got a close to a full moon. Isn't that beautiful? The moonlight is bouncing off the snow. Oh, I'm going to have to go for a quick walk. I'm going to have to. It's a crazy idea. It's got to be done though. You can't come all the way up here, see something like that, and not go around and have a look. saw that. It's beautiful. I'm also so glad that I have that warm bed. Right. It is now officially bedtime. I'm just going to jump back into my sleeping bag and warm up and just watch the sun rising. It was so beautiful this morning as it came over the top of the mountain, wasn't it? And it's shining straight into the tent. It's just the most incredible feeling. The warmth of the sun when it's this cold, it's like this mighty power. I mean, it is, isn't it? It's a mighty power. Oh, I am absolutely in heaven. This is so lovely. So I'm just going to chill out in my sleeping bag, warm up, and then I'm going to pack up everything in the tent that can be packed up while I'm sitting in my sleeping bag staying warm. And then I'll get myself dressed up for the day and make a hot chocolate to drink while I'm packing up, because it is going to be a cold pack up. I think I'm going to need it.
These are my sealskin waterproof socks, which I was able to buy thanks to you guys who donated me some money on YouTube. Super thanks, and buy me a coffee. So I bought them a few months ago. I've used them a few times and they're fantastic. So highly recommend them if you're just looking for something that means you don't have to put your boots on and off every time you want to move around your wet camp or even your icy camp. They've just been great. So small, easy to pack, much lighter and smaller than a spare pair of shoes. So, and also other shoes just aren't waterproof generally. So they're absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to thank all you amazing, generous people. I'm laughing because I must look hilarious, and I'm probably yelling because it's hard to hear. Thanks guys. Thank you for coming on this trip. Thank you for being so supportive and amazing in the comment section. Thank you for sharing the video with other people and subscribing. My subscriber numbers are nearly at 8,500. I'm so excited. Getting to 10,000 is my goal. So if you can help me out by sharing my channel with other people you think might enjoy it, that would be amazing. Thank you for occasionally watching the odd ad so that I can recoup some of the costs of these trips through the ad revenue. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way, so thanks so much. Mostly, thank you for just watching the video, for coming along. It's nice not to be alone. with the sun on us now, it's a balmy -2 degrees. Woohoo! It's positively summer. Right. I've got most of my stuff packed up. I've just got the electronics and the tent to go. So I'm going to heat up the water for that hot chocolate, enjoy the hot chocolate, and then pack down the tent. Ah, such a shame to think this trip is nearly over. In all honesty though, it's cold, so it's not really the sort of trip where I want to do 2 nights. If I had a hot tent, that would be different. But I'd also need a steady supply of wood. And there is a little bit of wood here, but it's not great quality, as I mentioned last night. Leave a little bit for the walk out, just so I've got a drink. Interestingly, the matches really struggled to light this morning. I have got 4 different sources of ignition after my trip a couple of months ago, where my cooker ignition didn't work. I didn't have anything else with me, so I've got lots of options this time. But the gas doesn't work very well in the cold. I should have kept it in my pocket to keep it warm, but that's okay. I knew I had options, so I didn't bother. Yeah. Well, that was my last match, so let's see how this goes. Just enough, just enough. You don't really need a big flame when you've got gas to ignite. Somebody once asked me in the comments, what are those black things on your legs? So these are my gaiters, and they're waterproof and breathable. These ones are from Outdoor Research. I really like them. They're nice and flexible, they feel comfortable on, they don't dig underneath the back of my knee, and they sit softly around my foot. I really like them. I think they're the there's crocodile ones and then there's rocky ones. Anyway, whichever ones these are, I like them. This was another purchase that I made with my Buy Me a Coffee and YouTube Super Thanks money. And the reason I wear them in these conditions is because they come right down here. So when I step in the snow, it can't really get underneath and then up and then into my sock. Whereas if I was just stepping with just, pants and socks, they go up the pants and down the socks and I'd get wet feet. So these are fantastic. I can go all the way up to here and not get any snow down inside my boot or pants. When it's wet, the water runs down my body, down my legs, and my socks don't get wet from water dripping down my legs. When I'm walking through rivers, even if they're up to here, by the time I've stepped in the river and out, the water isn't even able to get up and under and into my socks. If I'm quick, I can just walk straight through water. Mud, same deal. And when it's dry and hot in the summertime, these are great for protecting your legs when you're wearing shorts from things like thorns and grasses. So it stops all those little gnarly seed things from catching onto your socks, because that's always a pain in the butt. And also from if you slip or you just walk through cutty grass and things like that, it protects your legs. I wouldn't go anywhere without them. Well, I might go out for a night on the town without them, but I wouldn't go out into the mountains without them. so awesome. You know what I love about nature? One of the things. It's always here. I just heard a boom. That'll be one of the ski fields doing avalanche control. We might hear more of those, so if you hear a boom in the background, that's what it will be. There was a good douse of rain before the snow hit, so when you've got snow and then rain and then snow again, especially when there's a really big dump of snow like this, that layer of rain creates a thin layer of ice, and then all of the snow that lands on top of it just can slide so easily. So these kind of conditions are prime avalanche conditions. So there'll be a lot of avalanche control going on over the next day or so. Because I was thinking to myself last night when I saw the lights on up at the ski field up there, I was wondering why I hadn't seen people driving in when the road opened, because it opened at midday yesterday and I got through at about 1 p.m. I didn't see people with skis on, and then I realised I don't think the ski fields will be open until they've done that avalanche control. I don't know if it's still Milo's jingle, but it used to be Get More Go on Milo. Malty chocolate drink. I'm going to need a bit of go. A bit of go to get down the mountain. I'm not having any breakfast this morning. I'm just not hungry. And I'm not typically a breakfast eater. I only ever really eat breakfast when I'm being social, like going out for breakfast, or if my husband says, oh, do you want to have breakfast together this morning? You know, if we're sitting together and having breakfast, I will. Or when I'm out camping, just from an energy point of view. But typically I don't eat breakfast, and I just don't feel like it today. That meal last night was amazing. It was delicious, but it was really filling. So a Milo will give me some energy. Now, one of the things that I have figured out the hard way when I was drinking my coffee is, if you're going to drink from a billy that's got a little spout, don't tip it like this, because it's just going to pour down your sleeve. I was holding it, it was in this hand like this, I was holding it like that, and when I tipped it, it just ran right down my sleeve. Oh dear, turn it around that way. I was saying something before I started talking about the avalanche control, and I have no idea what it was. Can't have been important. I'll probably edit the video and hear myself saying it and think, oh, it was important. Darn. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't bring a cup, because you can wrap your hands around this and it's super hot. So good. My insulated cups are amazing for keeping the drink hot, but they're cold on the outside because they're metal and you don't get the, they're not conductive. The heat doesn't come through them. So I'm just thinking about what I have left to do. one thing that's really, really, really important to me, and I've just remembered what I was going to say before when I said things that are important to me. I don't want to leave this wood here because it's hard for you to tell now because you can only see the snow, but when it melts there is no wood sitting in the middle of this grassy area. And so if I leave this pile of wood here, especially with neatly sawed ends, it's obvious that humans have been here. And going back to what I was saying earlier, the lovely thing about nature is it's always there. It's just waiting for you. You know, right now, as you're watching this, it's probably, if I'm quick and can get it done, it's about 4 days after I've filmed it. But if you think back to what you were doing on Tuesday morning, because it's Tuesday here now, probably Monday for some of you, while you were doing whatever you were doing, I was here. And while you're watching this video, this place is just here. Probably with no one here. It's just waiting. It's waiting for us to enjoy it, to be a part of it. And everything is connected. Everything that's living is all connected, and I just think nature is amazing. I mean, right now there's stuff out there that's waiting for you. Just waiting for you to need it or want it. So, to respect nature, we need to make sure we leave no trace. And leaving no trace is not just don't leave a beer bottle or some wrappers, which I see a lot of, unfortunately. It's don't leave a pile of wood where there wouldn't be wood. Don't leave a scorched mark on the ground where you had your fire. Do your best to clear that up. So I covered over the fire with snow, but I'm going to dig it out and I'm going to move all of these pieces of wood back under the trees. Best piece of kit on this trip. We've had this for years. Vox. I don't even know who makes it apart from Vox or where you get them, but great little snow shovel, and you can break it down into 2 parts. You must have heard that. big camera away in a moment because I want to put the camera bag inside the pack, and then I'll put this on the outside because it's probably going to be a little bit wet. It's icy, and as it starts to thaw out on the walk down, it's going to probably drip a bit. So I'll switch back to the iPhone for our walk out, and we can have a look at a little bit of the view on the way down now that the sun is shining. Oh, I was just thinking, what am I going to be doing next? What can I tell you guys about? Well, I have my sister staying with me from tomorrow, and she would love to get out for a camp. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while will remember that this time last year her and I went camping together, and she's happy for me to film this one again. Just prefers not to be front and center. So what I've decided is I will film it, but it's going to be a bit more of a silent video. Not completely silent, because I know that for those of you that do like this style of video, you do like a bit of connection, and I do as well. But with respect to my sister, you know, when you're with somebody else, it's nice to give them your attention. So I thought that I would film the experience of going on the camp, but not so much talking. Some of you might like that. Some of you might be sick of hearing my voice. So when you see it and you wonder, oh, why is she not talking very much? That will be why. Okay, right, camera gear away, and let's get on the track. Don't know where the track is. I can see my previous track from last night just there. So that's where I went wrong. I kind of skirted around the hill too much. So if I'm ever up here again, I'm going to remember this last significant tree after you come out of the bush there is where you turn up. Would have saved me a bit of time. Well, I have an absolutely perfect day for the walkout. This is amazing. Thanks again for joining me. I know you guys had a good time because I had a great time. I look forward to seeing you on the next camp. Until then, bye everyone.